Welcome to this happy place. Welcome.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Mousetopia ENT. And you know where I'm at. I'm back at Disneyland. I decided to take a little bit of a stroll at the parks today. It is my day off from work. Decided to just come and look at the rides. And I was taking the tram in. Something popped into my head. What are the two biggest rides at the park? Now, of course, I don't mean by like popularity or even by height. Actually, what I'm talking about is actually length of track. So the only two rides that come to mind, I'll show you the first one right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the first one that comes to mind is the ever magical, ever awesome monorail. And definitely, I have not ridden the monorail in such a long time. So I'm definitely heading up to the second platform, and we are gonna take a ride together. Okay, we're getting a little of the behind the scenes of the Nemo Ride being worked on, but we don't have that covered with trim up here. I'm actually excited to see what's in the lagoon's gonna look like after it is all done. Guys, this opened in 1959, 4 years after the park opened, and it's still one of my favorites.
Hello everyone, welcome aboard the Disneyland Monorail. We are now beginning a 12-mile journey to downtown Disney Station and back. For a safe trip, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Be sure to walk your children and no smoking, please.
Bienvenidos. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide las manos. Por favor, se ruega no fumar.
You are riding aboard the Mark 7, the latest generation of Disneyland Monorail. When Walt Disney introduced this attraction in 1959, it was the first daily operating monorail system in the Western Hemisphere. Just ahead is Disney California Adventure, where you'll find Disney stories told in unique and exciting new ways. That towering fortress in the distance is home to the Taban Collection, where the collector showcases its newest acquisitions, the Guardians of the Galaxy. We're now passing Grizzly Peak, land of scenic wonders, where you can experience the beauty and exhilaration of free flight in Soarin'. Coming into view is Disney's Grand California Hotel and Spa. This imaginary masterpiece was inspired by the state's natural wonders and features the arts and craft style of the 19th century. We are now arriving at downtown Disney Station, gateway to the downtown Disney District and the Disneyland Resort Hotels. If you will be leaving us here and returning later today, please hold on to your park ticket as you leave the station. You may reboard the monorail for a return trip to Tomorrowland up until 1/2 hour prior to Disneyland closing. Please remain seated until the monorail comes to a complete stop and the doors have opened. Then gather your belongings, lower your head, watch your step, and exit to the left of the monorail. Thanks for traveling with us today, and we hope you enjoy your visit to the Disneyland Resort.
I don't know if you guys were able to see the construction in front of where the EMC used to be. A lot of new things are coming up. That was pretty crazy. I guess probably you're going to say, wow. That was actually pretty cool. I wish I was sitting on that side so I could see a little bit more of it. But we are now going to go into the park. So let's go check it out.
To those of you who have just joined us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Monorail. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Watch your children, and no smoking, please.
Bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los niños. Por favor, se ruega no fumar. Gracias.
We're now en route to our final stop, the Tomorrowland Monorail station. Along the way, you can get a bird's eye look at the downtown Disney District, Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, and Disney California Adventure. To the left of the monorail is the main entrance of Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Disneyland is truly an American original. Since its opening in 1955, it has hosted hundreds of millions of guests from around the world, including presidents, kings, and celebrities. It is the original Disney theme park, created and enjoyed by Walt Disney himself. To the right is our transportation plaza, where you'll find taxis, hotel shuttles, and public transit stops. We are about to enter Disneyland. Some of the clearances are pretty tight up ahead, so be sure to remain seated, keeping your hands and arms inside the cabin. This is Tomorrowland, a land inspired by science fact and fantasy. Below us is the Submarine Lagoon, where you can dive into a fantastic underwater adventure aboard the Finding Nemo submarine voyage. Across the way are the icy peaks of Matterhorn Mountain, home of the world's most famous bobsled run. And beneath us is the Autopia, where drivers of all ages can travel the road to tomorrow. To the right of the monorail, you just might spot the sparkling gold spires of one of Disney's most beloved attractions. It's a small world. And now we're riding alongside the happiest kingdom of them all, Fantasyland, home to Pinocchio, Snow White, Peter Pan, and other storybook characters. Approaching the Tomorrowland Monorail station, our final destination. Please remain seated until the monorail comes to a complete stop. Then collect your belongings, watch your head, and step carefully from the train. On behalf of all of our crew, thanks for traveling with us. And we hope you'll have a happy and memorable visit here at Disneyland. This is the Tomorrowland Monorail Station.
Alright guys, so we did, I think what it is, the longest ride, because it is a mile and a half, I believe. It said it in the thing, I don't even remember. Half mile and a half, 2 miles, round trip into California Adventure. I mean, downtown Disney, and then coming back around to Tomorrowland. Now, we are gonna do one of the other longest rides here, and it's right in front of the park. Let's go. Of course, how am I gonna forget that beautiful icon, the Disneyland Railroad, right up there. Since 1955, since opening day, this bad boy's been here, and it is a beloved ride of mine. So let's get up there and let's take a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children. Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias. Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station, but to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there, literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting on. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
Once again, please remain seated until the train returns to a slow stop inside the station.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentados y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. We're now entering Splash Mountain. Rumors be the location of one known as Matterhorn Mountain. Where the critters are celebrating Zippity Doo Dah Day. Spoon, Tigger, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear on their fun-filled adventures. As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost of these parks, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. Since the 1800s, traveling through Nature's Wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by single stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Did they get run over? No.
This is Toontown Depot.
Alright guys, halfway through our leg. 2 more stops to go. Tomorrowland and Main Street Station. We just went through my favorite part of the train area. We're about to go to
You need to turn around and sit on
the
your
area
belly.
where we get to see the dinosaurs. I like them,
Levi,
so
we're not going to go on the train.
For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños.
Leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail,
monorail's on the...
fun-filled
Yeah, we went on this earlier. Right up top.
Doing battle with evil empires and emperors,
Don't you love how things come full circle?
place for
That was
you.
awesome.
We are now arriving at Tomorrowland Station. Please remain away from any other train opening. We are now headed towards Main Street Station. But first, we're going to travel through the Grand Canyon and back in time to the Pack of the World around the dinosaurs. While we start the funnel, please no non-stop or video lighting.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and
make sure little ones are fully seated, whether on the bench or on the stand slab, they must be fully seated.
Por favor, no tomen fotografías con Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's go back in time. You've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travel with us.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we rode the monorail in Tomorrowland, which I think is probably the longest ride, to be honest with you, lengthwise. But I think the longest ride in general will be, of course, the bells of the Disneyland Railroad, which is about an hour if you really think about it. It's about like 10 minutes per stop, and then it stays down for a little while, and then you go that way, you know, like you hear the bells and everything. I don't know, it'd be pretty awesome though. But pulling into the station right behind me. That's really cool. I'm telling you, everything hit full circle today. So that's gonna be probably the end of the day today. Thank you guys for watching the Mousotopia ENT. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, ladies and gentlemen. I think it would be amazing if you guys, even if you hit that like button, it does help out a little bit. Because, you know, lets people know where to find me and us and the podcast and Barry and Eric and Jonas and all the cool things that we have lined up for you guys. So, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. And it's a hot day today, so I'm out. I'll see you guys later.